In this movie, I'm going to be looking at the backgrounds and how we can customize those backgrounds to reflect your business name and have various options in terms of the backgrounds. So first off, let's just click one of the backgrounds on. When you hover over, there are actually two options for backgrounds. One is the standard one and one is the alternative. I'm going to go to alternative first, so I'm going to press Control and click the button, and it's going to bring in the alternative background. You can see that you can scale this background just by dragging it out. In this instance, it's quite common. I'll undo that, Control Z. It's quite common to actually want to scale this around the center of the memorial. So at the moment it's centered on the memorial. And if I click this, you can see that it's going to drag it and the background isn't going to be central. If I press the Shift button, you'll see that it now scales this drawing around, or scales the box around the center of its of the box, rather than dragging it off the corner. So left click with no shift, you can see it's scaling off the left hand corner. Press the Shift button and it now scales around the middle, so I can make it slightly bigger or slightly smaller accordingly. This one hasn't got a logo on it. If I just delete that and put the standard one in, and I press F4 to zoom out, you can see it's got our logo in it. It's got a few bits of extra information here down there so that we can fill in the order number, so when the customer receives it they see the order. But obviously you don't want the one with our logo in it, so let's have a look and see if we can remove that logo and amend it with your logo. So if I just go File, Open, or more, usually just click the Open button here. And what I'm going to do is navigate to My Documents and the Memorial Designer folder. So My Documents, the Memorial Designer folder, and then in here you've got an import directory, and this is the file directory which Memorial Designer uses for the majority of its imports. So if I click on there, you'll see that we've got two background files, background 1, background 2. We've got the flowers.cpt, that's the flowers if you're bringing in a picture of the flowers. You've got power clip, that's for the photographs, and you've got vase. This time we're going to be looking at the background 2, which is the alternative background. And so if I click that and click Open, you'll see that it will open up the background 2. Now this one hasn't got a logo in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in a JPEG onto this to actually show us the logo. So I'm just going to bring up another window, and inside here I've got in my pictures, in here I have a logo which is my company logo, and I'm just going to drag that and drop it in here. So I've got a logo, it's just a JPEG and it's on a white background. Obviously I don't want the white background here, so I'm going to drag this up to here. And there's a number of ways that you can do this, but for the majority of logos, probably the quickest way to do this is actually just to trace the bitmap. So this is a bitmap, and I'm just going to trace it, and if I click the button here, it gives me the option. I'm going to do a outline trace using line art. There's various options available to us in this particular instance. One of the things that I want to do is to remove the background, so I want to actually take the white away and make it transparent. You can do various bits of smoothing, etc. Depending on how detailed your logo is, you may need to adjust these figures. For mine, actually, it's worked out okay, and I'm just going to delete the original image, remove the background, and click OK. And you can see that it's removed the background, it's put the logo in, and I can now scale that to whatever size I like. If I now press File, Save, then when I go back to my original demo, I'm just going to delete that background, and I press Control and bring in the background. You'll see it's now got my logo in there.